Ever wondered what truly happens on a university campus after the last lecture ends, when the halls fall silent, the lights dim, and thousands of students retreat into their dorm rooms believing they are finally alone? Because beneath the surface of academic ambition, polished brochures, and ivy-covered buildings, there exists a hidden curriculum whispered only after midnight, one filled with phantom footsteps, cursed rooms, and spirits that never graduated. And tonight, on True Terror Files Official, we ask you a chilling question before we begin. What if the bumps in the night aren't T-pipes, vents, or tired imaginations, but something far older and far more aware, watching from the shadows of lecture halls and dorm corridors? And if that thought already unsettles you, make sure to subscribe now and turn on notifications, because this channel uncovers the darkest true legends the world tries to forget. And as October's cold air settles across campuses worldwide, we peel back the illusion of safety to reveal the terrifying folklore woven into higher education itself. Stories of phantom roommates who appear only when the lights go out, cursed textbooks that bring ruin to anyone who studies from them, and silent figures standing at the end of dorm hallways with no reflection and no exit plan. Because every university claims its legends are just stories, but students know better, security guards know better, and archivists who lock certain doors at night know better. And as we begin this investigation, remember, this knowledge doesn't always enlighten. Sometimes it follows you home. Your dorm room is supposed to be your sanctuary, the one place where exhaustion overtakes fear, where laughter echoes through thin walls and memories are made. Yet across universities worldwide there exists a chilling pattern of reports that transform these cramped living spaces into personal nightmares, with students describing whispers from empty bunks, beds that feel occupied when no one is there, and doors that unlock themselves precisely at 3 a.m. And one of the most common legends shared quietly among students is the phenomenon of the phantom roommate, an unseen presence said to belong to a former student who never left campus due to tragedy, isolation, or unfinished business. And while universities rarely acknowledge these stories, anonymous testimonies describe laptops opening by themselves, mirrors fogging with unfamiliar handprints, and the unbearable sensation of being watched while pretending to sleep. And then there is room 404, a dorm legend repeated in different countries with unsettling consistency. Always an unassigned room, always locked on official maps, yet occasionally accessed by mistake, where students report entering briefly before feeling sudden dread, distorted sounds, and intense confusion, followed by memory gaps and weeks of relentless nightmares. And those who investigate further often discover that room 400 for once housed a student who vanished without explanation, their belongings untouched, their academic records abruptly sealed, leaving behind a space that feels wrong, heavy, and aware. And as October nights grow longer, students who stay up studying swear that someone sits on the empty bed across from them, breathing softly, waiting patiently for acknowledgement. Beyond dorm rooms lie the grand structures meant to symbolize knowledge and progress. Yet libraries, lecture halls, and administrative buildings often carry the deepest scars, with legends of professors who still grade papers decades after death, students eternally late to exams they'll never pass, and shadowy figures pacing staircases long after security has locked the doors. And some campuses are infamous for their haunted lecture halls, where motion sensors trigger lights at night, despite empty rooms, chalkboards fill with partial equations, and recorded audio captures, murmured lectures spoken in outdated dialects, and security personnel frequently report footsteps following them between floors, only to vanish when they turn around, while libraries, arguably the most sacred academic spaces, harbor darker myths, particularly the forbidden archive rooms, sealed from public access, where books bound in unfamiliar materials are rumored to bring misfortune, obsession, or illness to those who read beyond a certain page, and students who accidentally stumble into these sections often describe overwhelming dizziness, the smell of decay, and the feeling of being gently pushed out, as if the building itself rejects their presence, reminding us that some knowledge was never meant to be rediscovered. Not all horrors walk or whisper. Some wait silently on shelves, desks, and display cases, and across campuses there are persistent legends of cursed objects that punish curiosity, including antique textbooks associated with failed students, lab equipment tied to fatal experiments, and art installations donated under suspicious circumstances, with one recurring tale involving a century-old textbook passed down through generations, each owner reporting academic obsession followed by sudden illness, emotional detachment, and academic collapse, leading some professors to quietly warn students to avoid certain materials without explaining why. And museums within universities are no safer, as students working late shifts report mannequins changing positions, portraits whose eyes follow movement, and artifacts that cause vivid dreams of unfamiliar places, while the most disturbing legends surround locked storage rooms, known unofficially as cold archives, where objects with no known origin are kept under strict rules, and those who break protocol often experience rapid declines in mental health, overwhelming paranoia, and a persistent sense of being followed across campus, suggesting that some relics demand respect, not study. As October deepens and campuses glow under autumn lights, these legends resurface not as entertainment, but as warnings passed quietly between students, because whether these stories are supernatural truth, psychological phenomena, or something science has yet to define, their emotional impact is undeniable. And tonight, we've explored phantom roommates, haunted halls, cursed curricula, and rooms that officially don't exist, reminding us that universities aren't just places of learning, but places layered with memory, trauma, ambition, and unresolved history. And now we turn the investigation to you. Have you ever experienced something unexplainable on your campus? A room that felt wrong, a presence that wouldn't leave, or a story your university never officially acknowledged? Share your experience in the comments below, because your story might be featured in a future episode of True Terraphiles Official. And if this episode made you think twice about late-night study sessions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because knowledge may be power, but some knowledge watches back. And until next time, stay curious, stay alert, and remember, graduation doesn't always mean escape.